Now, President William Ruto's declaration of defiance of court's decisions unmasks a history of a checkered relations between the president and the principle of the rule of law. Well, the president's political career is dotted with instances of blowing hot and cold on the rule of law and authority of law courts, with Ruto either praising or condemning the judiciary, depending entirely on how favorable or unfavorable the court decisions appear to him. Well, Brenda Wanga walks down Ruto's history of a love and hate relationship with the judiciary and the principles of the rule of law.
When President William Ruto was sworn into power, two instruments were handed to him: the Constitution and the ceremonial sword. Critics are making hay of the fact that the new president did not lift the Constitution as symbolism require and instead held aloft what critics now call his tool of preference, the sword.
Kwa sababu si mnajua nilipatiwa panga pale, nilipatiwa sword kubwa hivi. Kwani mnafikiri hiyo sword ni ya kukata mboga? Si ni ya kufyeka wakora hawa? Ndawafyeka kabisa.
From public threats to use authority of the sword, President Ruto's impatience with court decisions and due process has been escalating in the past few days, and the president is now seemingly pointing his sword in the direction of the judiciary.
What we will not allow is judicial tyranny and judicial impunity. That we will not allow. That will not happen.
Ruto's latest attack on the judiciary on the basis of corruption allegations going against the tone assumed when he took over power in 2022. During his inauguration, the president was all about advancing the judiciary's independence.
My administration will respect judicial decisions while we cement the place of Kenya as a country anchored on democracy and the rule of law.
And even before that, when the Supreme Court determined him the winner of the contested presidential poll, President Ruto was singing the judiciary's praises.
And I thank the judiciary in general and the Supreme Court in particular for staying strong as the shining beacon of constitutionalism and the rule of law, even in the most daunting of circumstances. And you know what I mean.
Indeed, to show his commitment to the judiciary, the president's earliest duties when he assumed office was to swear in judges whose appointment had been pending for months and increasing funding to the judiciary. The relationship between the two arms of government then appeared rosy.
That we intend to empower the judiciary and the criminal justice system as required by the Constitution, as well as respect the decisions and orders of the courts as they relate to the executive. Expect no more or no less.
But that relationship has since soured with each court's decision that goes against the president's wishes and desires, right from the challenge to the Finance Act 2023 that led to its temporary suspensions, to the suspensions of his key projects, the housing and healthcare programs. The president has become increasingly impatient with the judiciary. However, it isn't the first time that the president has blown hot and cold with the judiciary. Even before his election, the president's thoughts on the judiciary have swayed depending on whether decisions go his way or against him. He praised the judiciary when the Building Bridges initiative was thrown out by the courts, but was highly critical then with the former president Uhuru Kenyatta when their election was nullified in 2017.
Na tunataka Maraga atusikie vizuri. Kwa sababu he has had his day. Ours is coming. And by the way, that is not a threat. He has had his day. He has done his game. Our day is coming.
That disdain for the courts when they don't favor him extended even outside the boundaries of the country. Ruto was equally critical of the International Criminal Court, the ICC, when he and former President Uhuru Kenyatta were charged there. Now, with him at the helm of the country's leadership, critics argue that the trend of attacking the judiciary and defying court orders amounts to the sharpest decline on official accountability and regard to the rule of law since the advent of democratic rule in 1992. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV.